Hello Darts Nutz, I'm going to do a review on the brand new out Gary Anderson World Championship 2016 limited edition darts. These retail for £90. Quite expensive as you obviously might think, but they are a limited edition and they do come with a very nice case, which I'll show you in a minute. And the darts themselves are gold tie coated, and they also have limited edition flights. And as you can see, it comes in a kind of a standard unicorn cardboard box. On the back it says Gary Anderson Back-to-Back World Championship 2015-2016, Alexandra Palace, London, 3rd of January 2016. Gary Anderson hits double 12 to retain the PDC World Championship and become two-time champion of the world. And as it says on the back, it says Gary Anderson Commemorative World Champion engraved case. And you got Gary Anderson World Championship flights, the gripper 3 shafts, Gary Anderson signature and commemorative double world champion engraven on the barrels, unicorn hallmark of quality, guaranteed weight, matched tungsten barrels, and the 2 blue rings represent these 2 World Championship wins. So I'll just get them out of the box now so you can have a look. And these are limited to 2,916 sets in steel tip, and I think there's 1,500 in soft tip. Now the reason why it's 2,916 in steel tip is because the 2 represents these 2 World Championship wins. The 9 is representative of these 9 data in the semi-final, and obviously 16 is the 2016. Just see what's the. It's just so inside you've got some foam packaging which holds the icon case. This is what this is called, the icon case, and basically this is the thing that is, as well as the flights and the gold barrels, this is a big percentage of the cost of the £90, and that's just a little protective piece of plastic on the front there that just comes off. And it's a very plush case. It's a very nice feel to it. I'll just take that little bit of plastic off there, and as you can see, I don't know how good it comes up on the camera, but it is a lovely looking case, and it has a very weighty feel to it. This is actually made out of a solid billet of aluminium, and it's been CNC machined, so obviously that takes a fair bit of time, so that's obviously where a lot of the cost comes in. And because it's a bespoke case as well, like I said, it has a kind of a velvety, suede feel. I'm not really sure what that's made of. And it has a little magnet there, so it has a nice soft close, and as you can see, the lid doesn't open even though I'm turning it upside down. And it just looks a very nice thing to have as a collection. If you're a collector like I am, it's definitely worth something having. And if you're a Gary Anderson fan, again, it's something worth having. If you're just buying the darts to play with, then well, it's probably a little bit extravagant, but if you're going to leave something like that lying around in the pub, I'd be very careful that no one half inches it. Now what you have to be careful of here is how you get the darts out. Now if you look closely, you can see 2 clips there on either side of the aluminium Trident point protector, but one thing I'd like to point out before I take the darts out is you may not notice it when you first get it. I'll show you the darts up close in a minute, but if you look, it's got the 2016 engraved on the gold points, and everything is in line, so you've got everything matched up, so it's all perfectly lined. Just a little attention to detail there. Now what you do is you flick the points, the clips open like that, and then you just slide the darts out, and that is just a little retainer there. It's kind of a rubbery band. I don't know if you can hear my phone, but I'm just going to ignore it because it's probably a spam call again, the third one today. And on the inside of the case it's got this engraving. It says World Champion January the 3rd 2016, Gary Anderson, round 1 3-0 A Bolton, round 2 4-1 D Gurney, Daryl Gurney, round 3 4-0 Vincent van der Voort. And then the quarterfinals, he won 5-1 against James Wade. Semi-final 6-0 against Jelle Klassen with the 9-dart finish. And then the final 7-5 against Adrian Lewis. And then underneath that it says limited edition, and this is set number 6. So let's see if I can get it up a little bit closer for you. I'll probably show you a close-up of the case when I do the close-up of the darts. So that's basically what you get in the package. So we'll have a close look at the darts and the case. Alright, first of all I'll just give you a quick close look at the case so you can see the engraving better. As you can see, it's got the Gary Anderson signature and World Champion 2016 unicorn logo, and as you can see it's very nicely machined, and I don't know how close you can see it. It has a nice soft texture to the case, and it's got that little slot there for the flights, and this bit here, it's just like a kind of a rubber band, but don't try and pull that out. And obviously the little grooves there where the shafts sit, and there you can see the engraving, and on the bottom the limited edition and the number 6, and then this clip for holding the point protector. So that's been a solid piece of aluminium or aluminum for the guys across the pond. So I'll show you the darts now. Alright, here's the close look at the darts. As you can see, it's got the gold point with the 2016 etched on it, and I've already reviewed the Gary Anderson Phase 3 barrels before, so everything still applies as what I've said before. It's got a rounded bull nose and these two little blue rings or grooves to represent his 2 World Championship wins. But obviously now you've got this lovely gold tie coating. Like I've said before, the gold tie is one of my favourite coatings, and Unicorn always is a very good gold tie. Used to love the one on the golden John Laws. I'm pretty sure Unicorn were the first to come out with the gold tie coating, and I think it was in response to I think it was a request from John Law, because he wanted something that felt a bit like the brass feel, and that's what they came out with. I've always liked the feel of it, but obviously on a dart like this where it's got like grippy edges, you don't really feel it as much as you do as you would on like a smooth section. But nevertheless it's still very nice looking barrels. And what I was saying before is, like, the 2016 is all in line. You've got then the Unicorn logo all in line, Gary Anderson signature, and even the name on the shaft. So they've put some attention into the little details, little things that matter. And on either side, I don't know whether I can get that into focus, it's got the 2015 and 2016 for the 2 years of his your World Championship wins. And then obviously you got your grip of 3 shafts and these limited edition flights, so there won't be any of these flights available to buy, so if you do buy a set and you want the flights to stay pristine, then probably best off not throwing them. So just let you look at the dart. Like I said before, I think it's quite a high level of grip. It may even feel a little bit grippier with the coating, and I know you don't really feel as much of it because it's edgy, but still a very nice grip. I'll get it as close as I can and then I'll put the detailed picture up. Okay, here's the detail. The darts are fitted with a 28mm gold point with 2016 etched on, as you can see, and it's got a short bull nose to the barrel which is 3.3mm wide before it gets into this grippy section of the barrel, which is like a double thin cut ring grip, which is about 37.5mm wide. And then there's a smooth section with the unicorn logo of 3.9mm, and then there's a flat square edged ring grip section of 4.2mm, and then a smooth section at the end of the barrel with the Gary Anderson signature of 3.6mm. Overall length is 52.4mm and the width is 6.4mm. Alright, I'll just take some measurements. Barrel length is 52.44, and just reset this. I'll measure the front first. It should be about the same width all the way along. It's just a little hard to get hold of the edges. That says 6.4mm, and around the middle, so you can get it right. Yeah, so I'd say it's 6.4. I'll just measure the part where it's got the unicorn logo. Goes a little bit thinner there, 6.23, and right at the end of the barrel tapers just a little bit more, about 6.8. Right, just before I weigh the darts, I just want to weigh the case itself just to see. It's about 137 grams. Right, I'll just weigh the barrels then, see how they match. That is 23.28 grams. 23.24 grams. And 23.22 grams. So pretty close there. And the weight of the full setup as it's supplied is 24.95 grams. Right, I'll just find the balance point. With nothing attached, it's probably going to be just front of centre, I think. Maybe something a little bit awkward there. I think just around about there. And with the supplied setup, pretty much, yeah, pretty much right in the middle with the supplied setup. So that's the detailed look at the darts. Let's give them a throw and see how they go. Right, I'm going to throw the darts exactly as they come. Normally I wouldn't throw a set that I collect, but because I want to do a proper review, I'm happy to do it properly. Even going to use the flights. So here we go. I haven't done that for a start for a long time. Back to normal. Actually, my arm's a bit wobbly today. Been to the gym this morning. Well, as usual, when I always start off, I always go with my natural front grip, and I've already reviewed the Anderson Phase 3 darts before, so everything pretty much applies the same. I just think maybe in the last few months my throw is probably got better with straight barrels than it used to be. So these are flying quite well actually. Normally I wouldn't use a straight barrel quite as long as this. I tend to use something around about 48mm. I think these are 52 or nearly 52. But I'm gripping it right on there, and my thumb is pretty much on the nose of the barrel. The other thing is, because I like to rest my finger on the point, that gold coating on the point is keeping my finger nice and stable. A lot of time with the silver points my finger slips off, but it's staying put with these, so that's probably helping me control the dart a little bit better. But this grip is quite a nice straightforward purist style ring grip, very thin cut rings, so you got plenty of grip there, so no problems with that. But like I've said before, straight barrel dart, it's a very versatile style of barrel. It can suit any style of grip and throw. It all just depends on how much length you prefer, how thick you prefer, and what type of grip. But I've said this many times that front, middle and rear grippers should be able to get on with a straight barrel quite easily really. Like I say, I don't normally use long straight barrels. I'm usually about 48, but I normally always use a medium stem, but it's flying quite well. No problems through the air, didn't see any fishtailing or anything, so it's probably because like I say, I've been getting more used to throwing straight barrels, whereas I used to use front weighted kind of tapered styles. But compared to the last ones I reviewed, which I think were the blue Premier League ones, which I think the blue coating made the dart a little less grippy, I think the gold coating is actually enhancing the grip on these. So I've always been quite a fan of the gold coating, but I'm quite enjoying throwing these so far. So I'll just carry on with that grip for a few more throws, and then I'll try the centre. Actually landing a bit flat. I don't really see them flying flat through the air, but I think it's just on that last couple of feet when it starts to go a bit flatter. I'll just give it a go from the middle, just for the sake of trying it. I know I've done them before with the Phase 3, but quite often, as you would expect, it usually feels better balanced around the middle. But the thing with me is, because I like to rest that finger on the point, I know I probably shouldn't, but it's just the way I'm used to throwing. It always feels a little bit more awkward there, and then even more awkward when I go further up the rear. So although it feels better balanced there, it's just the fact that I'm a little bit more stretched out with my fingers. But I'll give it a throw. Threw that last one a little bit too hard, I think. A little bit awkward, but I'll give it a few more goes. A bit better. It's always weird when you're trying a different grip, but just want to try it. Like I say, it's not my natural grip, so it's never going to be great, but shouldn't be any issues at all for a middle gripper. It should be flying fine. But like I said, straight barrels often can be very versatile and suit any style of grip. So just again, for the sake of experimenting, I'm going to try gripping on the rear section. Certainly getting plenty of treble ones. Have a couple of more throws from the rear. Getting closer with the rear grip than I am the middle. I'm holding it right on the rear as well. On that rear section it's more of a flat, I wouldn't say it was strictly a ring grip because it's quite flat, just like more like grooves really, so it's not as grippy as that. So it flies okay, even though it's again not my natural grip. Shouldn't be a problem for rear grippers at all. Actually flew quite well there for me. Like I said, that section there, it's all kind of smooth there, so if you're a rear gripper that really needs more grip. If you're gripping it around there you'll be fine, but if you like to grip right at the end of the barrel, it's not as grippy like I said, but I actually can feel the gold tie coating better there. So it does add a little bit to the grip with that coating, but obviously it's not going to be as much as what it is there where it's physically aggressive. Anyway, I'll just go back to my normal front grip now. Made a change, treble 5s instead of treble 1s. Oh well, there you go, that's the Gary Anderson 2016 limited edition gold darts. Like I said, if you're a collector or a Gary Anderson fan, you're probably going to want these, and I do think it's worth getting them, especially with that very nice case. And with this gold styling, I think it's improved the look of the darts. I think they look really nice, and the blue rings really contrasts well on the gold colour. And I also think that the coating, after playing with the darts for a while, has enhanced the feel of the dart. Certainly felt better on the points, and actually does feel a little bit more grippy than I remember from the natural tungsten version. The blue, I think it was the Premier League 15 version, that kind of felt a little bit slippy with that coating, but this gold tie coating, no problems at all. Actually feels better as it's got warmer in my fingers. But I've always been quite a fan of the gold coating in any case. But yep, it's a really nice dart, and I think I'm probably getting a little bit better at throwing these straight barrel darts, although like I said, I don't normally throw ones of this length. The other thing as well, sometimes I tend to prefer a slightly chunkier barrel, but these are working quite well, and I think it could be because of the gold points as well, making my fingers do a little bit more stable, give me a little bit more control. But yeah, I'm quite happy with these. So that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.